You ever hit rock bottom so hard that the absurd starts to look reasonable? That's where I was when I found the ad. I hadn't eaten in 2 days. My phone was a few hours from getting shut off. Rent was long overdue. And I was sleeping in the back of my car in a Walmart parking lot, hugging my backpack like it might walk away if I let go. I saw the listing on a message board. Not even a legit job site. Just a janky forum with a black background and neon green text. It looked like something out of the 90s, buried between conspiracy threads and people asking if they'd been abducted by aliens. There it was. Night security needed. Immediate start. $2,500 a week. No experience necessary. Must follow instructions. No company name. No job description. Just that. I clicked it because I had nothing else to click. The post linked to a form with basic stuff. Name, birth date, blood type. That one gave me pause, but I filled it out anyway. I would have sold a kidney at that point if someone asked nicely. Less than an hour later, I got the call. The voice on the other end was strange. Not in what he said. He spoke clearly enough, but how he said it. Flat, toneless, like he was reading from inside a dream. He didn't ask for an interview, didn't verify my information. He just told me the job was mine and that orientation would begin at 10 p.m. sharp. Then he gave me an address and hung up. No email, no confirmation, just an address in the middle of nowhere. If I were in a better place mentally, I would have ignored it. But I wasn't. So I borrowed gas money from a guy I used to know, promised I would pay him back by the end of the week, and drove out there. The address led me down a long dirt road through dense trees. No lights, no signs, just miles of forest. Eventually, I came to a concrete building, half sunken into the ground, with a single steel door and a keypad. The building looked less like a workplace and more like a bunker or a tomb. The keypad lit up when I got close. I was about to knock when the door clicked open by itself, slow and deliberate, as if it had been expecting me. A man stood on the other side, tall, pale, dressed in a grey uniform with no badge, no name, no insignia, just grey. He looked at me like someone looks at a chair, functional or unimportant. "You're the new hire," he said. His voice matched the one from the phone. "Come with me. Orientation begins now." I followed him down a corridor that felt far too narrow for how wide it looked. The walls were lined with pipes that groaned every few seconds, like something massive was breathing through them. I asked what the job actually was. "You're here to watch," he said, "and to follow the rules." Before I could ask what that meant, We arrived at a small room that smelled like bleach and copper. It had a desk, 2 folding chairs, and a corkboard pinned with photos I couldn't make out. The lighting buzzed overhead like it was shorting out, and somewhere in the distance, something metal clanked against something hollow. The man handed me a thick folder. No branding, no explanation, just a sticker on the front that read, "Rules for Night Watch, Sector Alpha." The rules inside were typed in Courier font, double spaced, with red ink notes in the margins. Some circled, others violently scratched out. The very first page had a warning at the top. Failure to adhere to the following instructions may result in death, mutilation, dissolution, or other outcomes considered worse. I laughed. I didn't mean to, it just slipped out. But the man didn't. "Read," he said. "Memorize what you can. You start in 2 hours." I sat down. I flipped the page, and that's when I started to realize what I had walked into. The rules were, I don't know what word to use, terrifying, insane. They were too specific to be fake. They read like someone had seen something, or maybe survived it, and now he tried his best to trap it in language. But language was failing. Here's a few. Rule 4. If you hear laughter coming from the northeast hallway between 1:30 and 1:50 a.m., do not investigate. Do not respond. The thing that laughs can speak, but it has never learned to lie. Do not let it speak a second sentence. Rule 6. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the backup generators will turn on. This is normal. You are not allowed to watch the monitors during this time. Cover your eyes until the humming stops. Rule 8. Should you see a figure in the break room after 3 a.m., wait until it finishes drinking from the vending machine. Do not address it. If it turns around, scream. That's the only part it understands. And then this one. Rule 11. You may see a version of yourself walking past the observation glass. If it's limping, it's safe to follow. If it waves at you, it's trying to replace you. Do not wave back. Do not look away until it disappears. There were 23 rules in total, though 3 were blacked out entirely, and 5 had red pen corrections in the margins like update, do not follow the limper, error in identification. I closed the folder, my heart going a mile a minute. Is this real? The man just stared at me. Where am I? I asked. You're at your job, he said. This is your station. I tried to leave, but the hallway we came from was gone. Not blocked, but gone. Just a wall now, smooth and unbroken. The man led me through another door, thick, heavy, industrial, and into the security office. The office was cold. There were no windows, just concrete walls, humming monitors and 2 swivel chairs. The screens showed black and white surveillance feeds. Hallways that seemed too long. Rooms that pulsed at the edges, like the footage was underwater. One monitor just showed a cage with no bars. Just a field of static that moved like it was breathing. "This is your post," he said. "You sit here. You watch. You follow the rules. Your shift ends at 6. Then he handed me a slip of paper. It had my name on it, and below my name, "Shift starts 12 a.m. Shift ends 6 a.m. Clearance level temporary. Pending outcome." "What outcome?" I asked. He looked at the monitors for a long time, then back at me. "If the intercom crackles," he said slowly, "but no one speaks, unplug it immediately. And do not look at the speaker while it crackles, not even for a second." Then he turned and walked out. The door sealed behind him with a hiss. I just sat down. I stared at the monitors. I stared at the clock. It's 12:06 a.m. now. There's a tapping coming from behind the west wall. The rules say not to acknowledge it. It's not trying to get in. It's trying to get out. I'm doing everything I can not to turn my head. Because if this is real, and God help me if it's real, then I'm not alone down here. And I don't think it knows I'm watching yet. It's 12:43 a.m. The tapping stopped 20 minutes ago, but I can still feel it. Not in the walls, but inside me. Like it left an imprint somewhere deep inside my chest. A phantom vibration that won't let go. I haven't moved from this chair. I haven't spoken. Haven't even cleared my throat. I don't know if sound draws them, but I'm not going to be the idiot that finds out. I just watch the monitors, one by one, cycling through the endless black and white corridors. Nothing moves, or at least, not exactly. The footage shifts, like the building is breathing behind my back. Some halls look longer than they did a few minutes ago. One of the elevators shows a floor number that doesn't exist. It stays there for a while, flickering, then disappears completely like it never existed. That screen has been dark since. And then there's camera 9. It's been showing a break room. Empty, sterile, lit by a buzzing fluorescent light that swings ever so slightly, like someone just walked through. There's a vending machine on the left side of the frame. I keep checking the rules about it. Should you see a figure in the break room after 3 a.m. But it's not 3 a.m. Not yet. Still, I can't shake the feeling that the room is watching me back. Like, if I stare too long, something will notice. 1:10 a.m. The lights flicker once, and I freeze. Rule 7 comes screaming back into my mind. At 2:46 a.m., the lights will flicker once. Stand completely still. Do not blink. But this isn't 2:46. My hand moves to the rule sheet, and I double check. It clearly says 2:46, so why now? I don't move. I don't blink. I just sit perfectly still, waiting. Then the lights return. A second passes, then another. Nothing. I start to exhale, but then the intercom crackles. Not a voice, just static, wet and low, like something breathing through shredded vocal cords. The speaker above my head ticks, like it's trying to unjam itself. I stare at it. Then I remember what he said. If the intercom crackles but no one speaks, unplug it immediately. Do not look at the speaker. I tear my eyes away and practically dive for the wire under the console. I yank the plug out of the wall with so much force I fall onto my side. The static dies instantly. I stay on the floor, breathing through my teeth, staring up at the monitors. For a moment, they all go dark. Then they come back. Camera 3 now shows the hallway directly outside the security room. The feed wasn't showing that before. I would have remembered. And there's someone standing at the door. They are facing away from the camera, hunched, wearing the same grey uniform the man from earlier had. But this figure is taller, too tall, and their hands hang below their knees, like ropey strands of wet muscle. One hand is pressed flat against the door. My door. I don't move. I don't even breathe. The figure doesn't knock, doesn't turn around. It just stands there, slowly pressing its face against the steel, like it's smelling me through the metal. Something leaks from under the door. A dark, syrupy drip. It pools around the bottom of the frame. Then, just as silently, the figure turns away and walks. But it doesn't move, it just shifts. Like each frame of the camera feed was replaced with a new position. 1 second it's there, the next it's 15 feet down the hallway, facing the wall. Then it's gone. I check the time. 1:23 a.m. I should have never taken this job. The silence creeps back in. Time warps in this place. I keep blinking and seeing minutes disappear. On the monitors, hallways vanish. Doors open and close on their own. I catch flashes of movement on the edge of the screens. Just shadows sliding across the walls like they're part of the paint. At 1:38 a.m., something appears on camera 12. It's a figure, another one, sitting in a chair in what looks like a forgotten office. Head tilted back, mouth wide open. I watch for a full minute before I realize what's wrong. It's me. Not just similar, exactly me. Same shirt, same cheap shoes, same cut on the knuckle from when I hit my steering wheel a few days ago. I lean in, and the figure blinks. Then it smiles. I jump back so fast I nearly knock the chair over. My heart's a war drum in my chest. I remember Rule 9. You may see another version of yourself watching the monitors. If he smiles, leave the room and recite the emergency dismissal protocol. I don't know the emergency dismissal protocol. No one gave it to me. I quickly check the folder, flipping through with shaking hands, and find a single page at the back, taped shut. I rip it open. Emergency dismissal protocol. Redacted. In the event of cognitive breach, repeat the phrase, "I am the observer, not the observed," until the mirror image dissolves. Cover all reflective surfaces. Do not breathe in sync with the other. Do not respond to its questions. If it begins to count backward, shut off the power. The figure on the monitor raises one hand and begins to wave. I grab the remote from the desk and shut off the feed. The screen goes black. I whisper the phrase over and over. I am the observer, not the observed. Something taps on the wall again. This time, it's closer, higher up, near the ceiling. I don't look. 2 a.m. The vending machine in the break room suddenly lights up. A single can falls from its rack and rolls slowly across the floor. No one's there to take it. I blink and the can is gone. The chair in that room is now facing the camera. I have been waiting. I've been obeying. But the rules are shifting. The times are off. The things behind the walls are getting bold. I don't think this is just a test of survival. I think this building is watching me back. And it's starting to remember my name. It's 4:11 a.m. now. The rules are bleeding. I don't mean metaphorically. I mean the folder on the desk. My only anchor in this place is leaking. Thick, dark fluid drips from the bottom edge. soaking into the desk and pooling onto the floor like ink mixed with oil. I flipped through it in a panic minutes ago, only to find the words on the pages distorting, curling in on themselves. Letters replacing letters. Rule 4 now reads, if you hear laughter from inside yourself, you're already too late. I didn't write that. Someone or something has been rewriting the rules. The clock above the monitor stopped ticking. It's frozen at 3:33 a.m. But my watch says otherwise. I have lost time. I've lost a lot. And I think I'm slowly losing myself. Every time I look into the monitors, I see things that don't make sense anymore. The break room is now filled with chairs stacked impossibly high, ceiling to floor, all facing outward like they are guarding something. Camera 6 shows a stairwell that spirals both up and down, infinitely, endlessly, as if the building has no floor or ceiling anymore. And then there's camera 3. It still shows the hallway outside my room. The figure is back. Except now, it's not at the door. It's behind me. On the screen, I can see myself, sitting at the desk, frozen in fear. And standing just inches behind, the figure stretches into the ceiling like a tower of bone and flesh, stitched into reality by mistake. Its head bends in half to avoid hitting the tiles, and it's whispering something I can't hear. I spin around, but there's nothing there. I look back at the screen. Still there. But I'm not on the monitor anymore. There's just the creature, alone in the chair. And it's watching me. I want to scream, but I know better now. Rule 18 says, do not scream after 4 a.m. It alerts the ones that are listening beneath. I whisper instead. The emergency protocol. The observer mantra. I hum it like a lullaby through gritted teeth. I am the observer, not the observed. I shut off the monitor, and there's silence again. And then something worse. The sound of breathing. Not human, not even animal, just wet, slow, like lungs that forgot how to breathe, were trying to remember through rotten cloth. It's coming from inside the walls, from the vents, from inside my room. I back toward the door, hand on the emergency keycard they gave me. The key that was only to be used if the doors begin melting. I don't know what that means, but right now the steel panel beside me is dripping like wax. So I run. The hallway is warped, longer, wider. The lights flicker in rhythmic pulses like a heartbeat. The floor beneath me hums with static energy that makes the fillings in my teeth buzz. I don't know where I'm going. I don't think direction exists anymore. Every door I pass looks the same, yet wrong. Like copied from a memory that didn't belong to me. Eventually, I find a staircase. I take it. Up, down, I am not even sure. At the bottom, or maybe the top, I find a door I've never seen before. Unmarked, old, wood. No keypad, no handle, just a keyhole. And the key in my hand fits. When the door swings open, I am not in a hallway anymore. I am in a room filled with mirrors, hundreds of them. Every surface reflects me, and not me. Some versions are older, some younger. Some are smiling, some are screaming, and some are looking behind me. I don't dare to turn around. I walk forward, slowly. My reflection distorts as I pass, melting, flickering. Some are twitching like broken footage, and one of them presses its face against the glass, mouth moving soundlessly. I stop, and so does it. We stare at each other. It raises a finger and draws something on the other side of the mirror, backward from my view. It's a word. Stay. Then it slams its forehead against the glass, and the mirror cracks. All of them do. A sound erupts behind me like 1,000 clocks breaking at once, and a low moan follows, rising to a pitch that makes my teeth ache. Something is coming, and it doesn't want me to leave. I run again. No rules anymore, just instinct. I run until my lungs feel like they're tearing, until the walls blur past me, until I see it. The exit, the original steel door, the one I came through when this all began. It's open now, just barely. And on the other side is darkness, but it's a normal darkness. Night, cold air, wind, the real world. I don't look back. I don't even breathe until I've crossed the threshold. And just like that, I'm outside. The bunker is gone. Behind me, only trees. No building, no keypad, nothing. Just silence. And it's morning now. I don't know how. I sit on the hood of my car and wait until the sun rises. When I check my phone, I have a new message. Unknown number. Shift complete. Well done. We'll be in touch. I delete it. I throw the phone into the woods and just drive home. Or what I think is home. But something followed me. I see it in reflections, briefly. A tall figure with hands that hang too low. I hear static when the radio's off. I haven't slept in days because I hear tapping behind the walls of my apartment. I know what they're going to do. They'll offer another job. to someone else. The rules will be rewritten. The halls will change shape. The monsters will wear new faces. But they'll always need someone to watch. Someone like me. Someone desperate enough to say yes. And when they do, when they send you the folder, don't read the rules. Burn them.